Hello everyone, it's Kruch and welcome to the 40th episode of Doki Club Plus. It's a bit sad fact that I need to record this video again, and I don't know, I'm just so pissed off that I don't want to talk about it and I just want to record it again and have it all past myself. But it's the last video of side stories, and really, like, this side story was really emotional and touching, and I had some really great I don't know, philosophical topics to talk about. I did do that. Unfortunately, the video didn't record properly, and I have to record it once again, and this is the first time that happened that I had to record the whole video again, because maybe apart from the first one, because the first one was recorded like 3 times, but there were some episodes that, like, in the middle of them I checked, oh, am I recording correctly? And then I checked and I was like, oh damn, I'm not recording. But it was not that bad, but that episode was 35 minutes long, and I was like saying like thank you all for, like, you know, watching and so on, and I wanted to summarize it, but damn, after I said goodbye, I hit that button to stop recording, and I saw like it's set up to 720p, and you could see only like a small part of the screen. Now I can show you that, but it was like this. Like, you can see this is bad. So yeah, that's a terrible thing that happened, but let's just not talk about it anymore. I still think I will be able to record this video properly, but not as well as it was supposed to be. So that's why I put on some sad music. So let's go. Equals. Last side story, which is about to summarize everything that has been said and done. Can't wait. Okay everyone, so yeah, it starts ordinarily with Monica's standard quote, "Nothing has changed so far. We're gonna be taking a break from the usual activities today. I was thinking, since people are starting to talk about the festival, it's a good time for us to go over the general direction of the club and all that. I think it'll help us figure out what to do for a festival, you know." Okay, so here there's the first big thought, whether it takes part directly before normal DDLC or maybe in the past, but I figured out that it must be just few days before standard DDLC, because we're talking about the same festival, but you know, it could have been 1 year before the action, but it couldn't have been. I figured it out because Monica started the leisure club just now, and when our protagonist joins the club, it's said that 1 year before she was the leader of a debate club. So, you know, nothing too difficult to figure out. It's just few days before protagonist joins. And also I talked about an interesting thing, that it's weird that our character has influenced other characters so much that everything seems to be quite fine here. Like, we can see I don't know, Yuri and Natsuki, for example, getting on together well, and others, but when protagonist joined, then everyone just became each other's enemy. Maybe not in Act 1, but in Act 2 it's really well visible. And what I also mentioned, one interesting thing, that it's not easy to make a good like, you know, story before something that happened, that it fits to it, because it's obvious that Don Salvador first made the DLC, then these side stories about, I don't know, 4 years later he decided to make them. 4 years? Yeah, I think it's actually 4 years, but he's been probably working on them already in 2020, or maybe earlier, but you know what I mean. And it's hard to make it that it fits to the plot that's already been made, because if you're making something that's in the future, then you can say that anything happened, because that's future, but here making the side stories which are before the main plot, you have to be really precise with some details, because such people like crew 7892 will point the mistakes out, and only mistake, I mean maybe not a mistake but a slight inaccuracy, is made in the relationship between Yuri and Natsuki, because in side stories it seems to be really cool that, you know, that they are each other's best friend, and that even Yuri and Natsuki are the most connected people here, like probably even more than Sarah and Monica, which in the main plot is visible that Monica is, you know, talking with Sarah in private, but we all realize that then it's just about telling that, I don't know, it's all about making her depressed. But anyways, here in the main, not here, but in the main plot, Yuri and Natsuki are just like already enemies, so it's a thing that I think is not done well, but I like it this way. There was one mod that I've already played, it was called New Eyes, and it was like DDLC, but from Yuri's perspective, and the relationship between Natsuki and Yuri was actually made to be based on both side stories and the plot, normal plots, and it fitted quite well, because like they were going to school together, but still in the club they were like different people, because Natsuki was somehow going for the main character. But anyways, oh, Sari and I already came up with a really good plan. Really, for a festival? Yeah, so the plan is this, okay? You and Yuri collect information ahead of time on which clubs and classes are doing food booths. Then we take a map and plan the most efficient route so we can get the most of them before the lines get too long. Hey, that has nothing to do with the club. Well, you have to let me finish. Right, fine, go ahead. Right, so basically we get all the food we can, then we come back here and we all eat together. That's all. Wow, I got tricked twice by the same joke. Boo, don't be a hater. It's not like you can come up with anything better. Look, even Yuri was thinking about it. No, I wasn't. I would really prefer to do something virtual related. We can eat together anytime. The festival is a unique opportunity. Besides, it's been quite a while since we've seen any new interest in the club. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We really get a shot at showing people that the Village Club is all about. What Village Club is all about. I'll tell you what, we can do both, right? We'll make time for your food mission and still put up together a public event. Oh my gosh, yes. We're just joking, but that's a really good idea. Well, I'm glad that's settled. I think the question is how to come up with an event that demonstrates everything you can get out of the Village Club. That's kinda tough, because everyone gets something different out of the club. Okay, how about this? Let's go around and have each of us talk about what we've gotten out of the club so far. That could really help us figure out what kind of reputation we want to build. Yeah, that's too embarrassing. Oh, but you have so much to talk about. That's exactly why. I'm sure Natsuki feels the same way. Well, maybe I didn't plan on arguing against it or anything. I mean, it's a villager club. We talk about the stuff together, right? And the only way to get more comfortable with it is to suck it up and do it. Oh, you're not wrong. I'm sorry for being resistant. It's not to say suck it up, because it sounds like their feelings don't matter. Right, my bad. It's just a habit I need to break. Well, anyway, who's gonna start? I'll start. I was the first to join after all. Ha, wouldn't that be me? No, I wanna go first. Fine, you can start, I don't mind. Yay. So... Gosh, it feels like so long ago. I think I joined because I wanted to have fun sharing poems with people. Yeah, and interesting thing is that now each of them is gonna talk a bit about the club, and the music depends on the character that is talking, so that's really interesting. This one is my favorite track. It's, you know, like this Ohio Sayori connected with DDLC plus climate, so it's both unique and nostalgic because it reminds me of normal DDLC. Anyways, let's listen to what Sarah wants to tell us. It seemed like it would be a safe way to express myself, you know, like if it's just a poem, and I can share it without feeling that I'm burdening everyone with my problems, and I thought it would be a really good way to get to know other people too. So yeah, I was really surprised when I walked in and there was just Monica, and she was sleeping. Don't remind me of that, oh gosh. Yeah, you did remember. Is this a sleeping club? Yeah, but it seemed like so much fun to help start a new club, especially since writing helped me so much. I wanted to see if it help other people too, but it ended up being me who was inspired, because I remember feeling like Monica was just so sweet and mature, and I could just trust her with anything. It made me feel a lot less alone, having someone who knew even the bad things about me. And at that point I knew the literature club was going to be special for a lot of people. Yeah, I felt the same way. It really helped give the club a more cohesive vision. Yeah, and then Yuri joined, and she was so different from us, and Natsuki too. I think for Yuri it's really helped for me to take the lead before she was able to open up a little. Natsuki was kind of the opposite, where she wasn't ready to get really close to someone really quickly. I never really thought about that sort of thing. I really feel like I've gotten better at understanding people's different needs, and it makes me really happy, because my friends are just the most important thing to me. And whatever new members we get, I want to help them in those ways too. I don't know if I could have continued coming to a club if it weren't for you. Really? And that wasn't too long ago, but it hurts to think about my behavior back then. Now Yuri's music? I was really short-sighted. The only reason I came was to find others who were into fantasy. I suppose that was my idea of making friends with people. I remember feeling uncomfortable because you and I have such different energy. I had such a specific idea of the kind of person I could be friends with. So when Sarah tried so hard to get to know me, I felt like I was just wasting her time. I think I was naive to assume that similar interests were the key component of friendship. Sarah and I were really able to be friends because she always thinks about the needs of other people. That's something I never knew how to do or even thought to do. But I stayed in the club, thanks to that, and I started trying as hard as I could to understand people better. You really went above and beyond when it came to that. I was just super impressed. Well, I always hated that I didn't know how to behave like a person who's easily liked by others. Like, the two of you can take a sip of water. Like, it's really difficult for me now because I've been talking for, like, let's see if it's recording properly. So I'm gonna freak out if not. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's been like me talking for 50 minutes. Hope you don't mind me drinking water since you're already here. I don't think you would click out just because I'm taking a sip of water to read script more fluently. Despite me not being a fluent native, I'm not a native speaker, what the hell. Despite me not being a fluent English speaking person. And because of that, I spent so much time thinking about my own behavior and all the wrong things I said. But the whole time I should have been thinking about other people instead, not myself. When I started doing that, I was able to make friends with everyone else. Oh, also, I discovered that sometimes I'm a better communicator when I take the time to write rather than speak. It's so strange the way things turned out. It's so far different from anything I ever would have expected. But I'm happy. I suppose we don't always know that we really need what we really need. Oh my gosh, you're so cute that I'm going to throw up. Okay, please don't do that, Sayori. Besides, I'm not cute. Hey, isn't that my line? Oh, well, for me it's actually true, so... What are you saying? Nothing. I finished my part, so somebody else take my turn. My heart. Sayori, take some deep breaths. Okay, fine, I'll let it go. Yuri, I can't believe you were complaining about doing this and still went before me. What a show-off. Yeah, that bit is really reminding me of Natsuki when she first appeared, coming with all manga volumes, and we were like, what the heck is she doing? She just come here and she's taking everything here. Like she was moving in here. I was just following up on Sayori. It was the easiest way to get it over with. Besides, you left out the most important thing that you could get out of this club. I did? Yeah, a regular supply of your favorite cupcakes. Oh no, I forgot that too. I'm a traitor to the Cupcake Queen. Neither of you are forgiven. Looks like only Monica will be getting cupcakes next time. No, I can't eat that many cupcakes. Yeah, true, only Yuri can. Hey. Well, anyway, I'm just putting off talking. It's kinda hard to talk about this stuff. I guess what it comes down to do is that I'm in a much better place mentally than I was when I first joined. That's because everyone helped me realize that I had some really toxic friendships going on outside the club. It was honestly a really painful thing to go through, having to cut them out. It still hurts to think about. I'm sorry, Natsuki. It's fine. I knew it was for the best, and I was right. I guess for me it's all about feelings. I was only ever ridiculed over having feelings, so I thought the right thing to do was just to ignore them. It took me a really long time to realize that it's not only really how things are supposed to work. And I guess that's thanks to everyone who took the time to respect my feelings. Respect. Even when I was being like the biggest jerk. I'm really sorry for being such a jerk to everyone. I was really the worst. Natsuki's voice chokes a little. We love you, Natsuki. I just hate that I was like that. Everyone did so much for me, and I could never do anything in return. That's not true. Natsuki, you've done a lot more than you think. The club really wouldn't have been the same without you. I mean that. Remember how judgmental I was when I first showed up? I was like, I couldn't accept anything other than my own idea of what the literature club was supposed to be. Apparently, that was more important to me than the opportunity to bring you some happiness. You really taught me that anything that makes someone happy is worth your respect. You even inspired me to start playing piano. That's something that means a whole lot to me, so there's no need to put yourself down. Okay, Natsuki wipes her eyes. You helped me a lot too. It's so much fun to have you around. And you helped me become a better person. Having a problem doesn't make you needy or inconvenient. It means that there's something that needs to be better for you, and you always deserve that. I agree. Seeing us have some of the same struggles made me a better person as well. I wouldn't want to change anything about our time here. I don't think any of us would. I'm sorry I got all dramatic again. That's all I wanted to say, so Monica can go now. There's no need to apologize. It was something I wanted to talk about anyway, because it made a big difference for me. I was always such a strict perfectionist who never took enough time to believe in the best of other people. But everyone kept proving me wrong. I made the mistake multiple times thinking that my way was the best for everyone, or thinking that I was needed to solve other people's problems. But I think being a leader means that you have to acknowledge that you're not perfect, and that the best thing you can do is to help guide people, rather than to do everything for them. We're all good people. We're all equals. I think that's the most important thing I've gotten out of the club, realizing what that really means. So Monica's the first one to say the name of this side story equals. So what are you doing? I just thought that we should be writing some of these things down. Things about the club that were valuable to us. With a piece of chalk in her hand, Sayori writes the word trust on the chalkboard. Yeah, so that's referring to the relationship between Sayori and Monica. This is because you showed me that I could excuse me. That I could trust you with everything about me, not just my good side. Suddenly, Yuri takes a piece of chalk as well. She writes, understanding. I owe a lot of gratitude to everyone who took the time to understand me, even though it was so difficult for me to express myself. So that's the relationship between Sayori and Yuri. In that case, Monica takes a piece of chalk as well and writes the word respect. That's, of course, relating to Monica and Natsuki. I always thought I was a respectful person, but it took the club for me to realize that there was some more to it than I thought, and I'm a better person because of it. I have another one. She writes balance. So yeah, Sayori and Natsuki. Sometimes people want different things out of a friendship, or they need time before they're ready to become close. It's important to keep things balanced between you and the other person. That reminds me, you write reflection. Yuri and Monica. I've always been a reflective person, but most of it has been nothing more than hating myself for all the things I thought I did wrong. Once I started reflecting on other people, and not just myself, a lot of things changed for me. Saving is the most important one for me. That's great, we have a whole list of things now. Suddenly everyone tends to look at Natsuki. Well, everyone took all the chart, so don't look at me like that, jeez. You could have just asked. Monica hands her piece of chalk to Natsuki. Then Natsuki hikes and writes self-love. So yeah, the thing between, maybe not the thing, but the relation between Yuri and Natsuki both made them maintain their self-love. I don't know how far I've gotten with it yet, but it feels like things are at least on the right track. So that's my contribution. Together, everyone stares at the words on the chalk on the board. Wasn't this club supposed to be literature? It is, we still do a lot of literature. Friendship and literature. Yeah, that's relating to the achievement on Steam. That's why it reminds me of something. Because when you finish all the side stories, then you get it. Yeah, you're right. Friendship and literature. And Yuri gently nod as well. Hey, let's all take a picture together. We don't have one yet, right? Hey, you're right. Make sure you send it to me after. Wait, can I brush my hair first or something? Oh, you're fine. You already have the best hair out of all of us. Well, here I talked about their hair a little. I don't know if it's worth saying it again, but I think that's true that Yuri looks like she's got the most beautiful hair. I mean, it might be true. We know it's really long. It's because she's modest and she doesn't, like, I don't know, she probably doesn't want people to look at her when they're behind them, so it's like her camouflage. Natsuki's are literal opposite, because it's pink and it's just fancy and it's really visible even from distance. Monica is the only one whose hair color is natural. It's interesting. Sayori is not natural. I don't know why, but it was written on the wiki, so that must be true. But that white ribbon in Monica's hair is just making everything look even more beautiful. And Sayori, of course, has standard hair, and it's just nice. I don't like short hair, but it suits her, I guess. She wouldn't look nice if she had long hair, because that's how we got to know her. Everyone get together. I can't fit you all in. Okay, everyone ready? And click. My picture is shown later. I'm really glad we talked about this stuff. It's easy to forget how far we've come, with only 4 members. Yeah, I have so many happy thoughts right now. I'm getting some really good inspiration for a poem. You know, I feel the same way. I kinda want to get some writing done. Me too. I think I would like that as well. Everyone's staring at Natsuki? Everyone wants to get me again. I'll do it too, but I might not feel like sharing it. That's okay. Yeah, anyways, doesn't matter. The 4 members of the literature club disperse and return to their desks, each equipping themselves with a pen. Natsuki and Yuri give each other a quick glance, then start writing immediately. Sayori stretches, then does the same. But Monica is left tapping her pen against the paper, unsure of where to start. She doesn't know. Just move your hand. right the way into your heart. Monica mouths to herself. I remember that line actually, even on the first take. Right the way into your heart. Her mind full of thoughts, memories and inspiration, Monica navigates past her mental barriers and begins to write. Doesn't matter what, just that it's something new. And that's how it ends. A really beautiful ending, really touching. It really did make a tear appear in my eye, even this time. Just really heartwarming and touching, I guess. That's what I can say. Okay, it didn't went that bad, let's say. Yeah, 25 minutes of recording, not bad. I mean, 5 minutes shorter, but only because I was thinking about what to say, you know, like the psychological things that I wanted to... It's not psychological, philosophical things I want to talk about. So yeah, I like the way the end screen is done. Every CG now reminded. This one is probably in top 3. I can't say what's the best one, but I can tell you my favorite ones. This one is great, but there are better. The one that I didn't talk about with Sayori and Monica is also like top 3, probably. This one, oh, it's the same one, just it didn't fit. This one is also nice because it's really important for the plot, but I honestly don't think it looks that nice. Like, Natsuki looks pretty weird, and so does Sayori. This one is amazing, in my opinion. Also in top 3. This one as well. I mean, I don't really like how Natsuki looks because, I don't know, it just looks weird. Thank you, dear player, for enjoying this game made with love by Team Salvatore, Serenity, Forge, and the last picture, which I don't like myself, because I think it's not ugly, but you know, there were better ones. I talk about it in a second. I also unlocked a mail for 90% of progress, because we've got 91% for now. I'll talk about it in a second as well. I've made some new headway with VM2. Don't get too excited, it's still impossible to establish any kind of stable connection, but it occurred to me that I could at least run a memory dump through some pattern analysis routines to see if we can decipher any digital data from their VM. I don't want to hog all the server's time on a hunch, but I have some preliminary results that indicate the presence of binary computer systems. Based on this, I'm going to schedule 3 days of server time next week to isolate any chunks of memory that appear to be binary data. If successful, we'll definitely be able to find some encoded text and get our first tiny glimpse of VM2. Don't mind me though, just keep going nuts on VM1 and hopefully I'll have some more to share soon. Ro Tifa, Systems Engineer. Yeah, I still don't get what's going on with this. So yeah, we've got 91% of data, and it's probably just playing Act 2 more times and some weird combinations of who to write poems to. But there's one more interesting one, because I yet haven't unlocked this one, and I was thinking for a while what it was, but I probably know, because I know that there's a special ending if you write poems to everyone, and probably you just reset the game. I know, I have to read about it because I can't figure it out myself, but I think you need to write like poems to Sayori, then all poems to Yuri, and then all poems to Natsuki. But I don't know if it has to be in one take, because I've already done it. As you know, we've done all the ways of, you know, finishing this game, but there's this special ending that I think Sayori writes us a letter, and it's like a better version of not this one, but this one. Then it's written by Sayori and or Don Salvador, maybe. I don't remember. We'll see. I'm not gonna spoil it to myself. So we've got all CGs. This picture, I think Sayori and Natsuki look weird, but it's acceptable. But the way Yuri and Monica especially look, it just, I don't know, it just looks dumb. But everyone make a funny face. I think it, you know, like, such arts look weird, but it's funny how Yuri is doing it, because like she's too embarrassed to make a funny face. She's just trying her best. I don't know, I find it cute. And yeah, 3 secrets, which are special poems in Act 2, but I would have I would have just had to, you know, play Act 2 a few more times and unlock them all, so it's not that difficult. There are plenty of sketches, which are like, I don't know how to unlock them yet. I'll check on the wiki. And promo, we've got one thing, which is this one, and I love this this art. I think it's the best art so far, after this one probably, because I know this one, Monica looks weird, even though it's the same person drawing it. This one also looks nice. Actually really knows how to draw, but this one looks so nice. Like, Monica looks so, like, I don't want to sound weird, because let's be real, I'm not into fictional characters, but we cannot say no that she looks beautiful here. It's a really beautiful art, and the, how it's called in English, I'm so bad at naming clothes. Oh my god, it's called dress. White dress that is the same color as her ribbon makes it look like she's, I don't know, like it was on her wedding or something. But as we know, it's protagonist's hand. But yeah, it really does look nice. It was made for Monica's birthday in 2019. Which I don't know when it is, but I think it's like in the middle of the year, if I remember correctly. There's one more thing I wanna check, if anything here appeared, because I didn't check it on the last take, but I do remember there was one thing in internal that was in in 404. Okay, it's still okay. We're still unable to open it. If we're not able to open it after completing the game in 100%, then I'm gonna just try to open it, you know, on my storage, and I'll show it to you somehow. I'm sorry I didn't put music on. I should have done it. But you know, we'll figure it out, because it's not the last episode. It's the last side stories episode. Probably the next one is gonna be the last, because there is not much to do. Like, I'll be just showing highlights of what I'm unlocking. Like, if there's, or maybe if there's some new dialogue, of course I will read it all. But you know, like, special poems are quite short, so it will take long. I don't think that video will be over 30 minutes. And unlocking this, I don't know, I will talk about it I mean, it will be an edited video. Such ones are completely not edited, because I'm just adding fade in, fade out for both video and audio. But the next one will be just, you know, quite edited, so it isn't boring, because otherwise I would have to do it on a stream, but no one would watch it. So you know, it's quite complicated. But anyways, thank you all for watching. It didn't go that bad actually. I'm not feeling like I'm recording it twice. So if you're still here and you enjoyed that series, I'm happy. But I know there's not such a person. If you're probably listening to this now, you may be the first person to watch it fully, because by far 99% of episodes haven't been watched even once by any person, so it kind of hurts. It doesn't motivate me, but it doesn't demotivate me either, maybe just a little. So yeah, enough of talking. The episode is as long as it was supposed to be. Thank you all for watching again. See you not tomorrow, because I'm not gonna edit it for tomorrow because it's a lot of playing, because I have to grind. Oh, I can talk about it for, I don't know, give me just 20 seconds. There's one thing that if you open the DLC, if I get it now, it will be ridiculous. But if you open, oh wait, I have to do it. I have to reset. Oh, it cannot happen, I think. Yeah, it probably can't. I'll show you what. This opening screen, can sometimes be in creepy and reversed colors, which is quite scary, probably, like this one. But it just requires a lot of grinding, like doing this and wishing for it to happen. I don't even know if it's possible if you're not in Act 2 yet. So yeah, there's 1% chance that they will be like, you know, black and white, and it looks quite scary when you first look at it. Okay, so that's one of the things that will be there to do. So a lot of grinding, a lot of skipping, and doing some things multiple times. But anyways, I would have still done it if I wasn't recording, because I like doing games on 100%, and the DLC is and will always be one of my favorite games, and I think it's really worth playing it. One of the best games that has been released lately. I mean, past 2 years. Okay, I won't keep you for any longer. Thank you all for watching. Take care, and see you next time. Goodbye.